So to be the first Black woman to headline Coachella, she gave a performance worthy of that. I didn't even
first woman, no, or
first Black woman.
Okay.
So Lady Gaga filled in for her last year,
right, okay.
but she was the first Black woman. But I didn't even realize there was a time difference. So at 11:05, I was already in my bed to stream this, and just to realize I had to wait until 2 a.m. and I didn't go to bed until almost 5 a.m. because that's how she performed for 2 hours, and it was worth it. I have never seen a performance like that.
I love that she brought out Michelle and.
She brought out Destiny's Child.
Oh, word.
She brought out her sister. She brought out
Kelly,
Jay-Z.
Kelly.
Yeah, it was
I love
worthy.
that she brought out Destiny's Child. That's a boss move.
Yeah.
And I think that was really, really dope. Really good.
Because there's some drama between like Michelle. I think she's like born again Christian.
Yeah,
or
well,
something.
Yeah, she's like a church lady now.
Yeah.
What do you think
I thought they were over that for a while because she.
I don't know. Michelle just doesn't get the same kind of love that like.
It's true.
There's Beyonce, obviously, and then you have Kelly and Michelle, but Michelle doesn't even get the same kind of love that Kelly gets.
No.
You know, like she is the odd one out, even though.
It's because Kelly's wearing pants and Michelle's got a booty out.
No. I think you have them confused. Kelly
fair.
has the shorts on, and it's Michelle who's always in this. Maybe it's
Isn't
her.
that what I said?
No.
Sorry.
But maybe
That's
it's
what
like
I
her
meant.
preference. She wants to wear pants. But like, even though it was such a great performance, we got to see Destiny's Child again. I'm gonna say not even 5 hours later, there were already memes out trashing Michelle because like she's the odd one out.
But you have to be fair. Kelly is the A1 day one ride or die. Like, let's be honest. Because look how many times Destiny Child has changed.
I know, but
the time when it was 4,
Yeah.
and there was 2 different types of 4. Like
but Beyonce didn't give those 2 others a call to be like, come join me at Coachella. She gave Michelle a call to join her at Coachella. But I was just, even if they're not, you know, BFFs, all 3 of them, it was really good to see them all together. Because just hearing those songs, the whole performance actually, you kind of just figure out that we've been listening to Beyonce for like 20 years.
Right.
You know, like she is the soundtrack for like a lot of people's like childhood, adulthood, or whatever. She's got songs and that spanned, I guess, that long. So it was just nice to see every single song. Because it was just like, I saw a meme where it was just like, okay, it was like Coachella. Okay, Beyonce, how many songs are you going to do? Beyonce, all of them. They're like, oh, okay, honestly. And she's like, no, seriously, I'm going to do all of them. And that's exactly what she did. She used those 2 hours perfectly.
That's a long time to be up there.
It is.
You guys all love Beyonce, like.
And I don't know why people don't.
Okay,
It's disrespectful.
Is Beyonce like on Michael Jackson level right
yes,
now?
that's
like,
the conversation.
Really? You think so?
Okay, but listen,
Hell no.
No.
But
Y'all are broken, really.
Hold on.
Different generations. It's like,
It
you know
is
what I
too.
mean? So
Yeah.
like, we're not saying that Michael Jackson's not on his own level, but like Beyonce, like that's like she is on her own level. She speaks to us on volumes. You know what I mean? Like that's a woman. Like even come on, Sierra had made that Like a Boy after Beyonce made that Like a Boy kind of track. You know what I mean? Like. Even Remy Ma, like none of them can. Like Beyonce's an angel. Like don't diss her.
No, but see, hold on. This is what I
Can't
want
say
to
nothing about Beyonce.
Wait, hold
It was an
on.
effect.
Well, Beyonce's
but
led a whole generation of women and instilled a lot
Listen,
of
I don't
confidence.
even think she's that great a
Positivity.
vocalist.
Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, let
I
me
don't
just.
think she's that great.
Okay. I'll give you that based on the fact that some of her albums lately don't showcase that. I will say that.
She tries vocal acrobatics that she tries really hard.
No.
And it just doesn't work, but because she's Beyonce, she gets away with it.
No, but this is why.
Not the greatest female vocalist
she's
of all
not,
time, but
man.
She's more than a female.
She's more than a female
Yeah.
vocalist.
No, but this is why I get upset.
I give her
Hold
that.
on a
She
second.
makes great pop songs.
Yeah, but you're
It's like
literally
Cardi B's
speaking.
more than a female
No.
lyricist. She
The
represents
performance.
No, but you're
You
speaking
know,
as
like-
someone who I feel.
Exactly.
No, you're speaking as someone who I feel like doesn't give Beyonce the time of. You don't even give her the time of day to really be able to speak on it. I just think you don't like Beyonce and you don't like how popular she is. But you're not the only one. There are people who don't like her because they think she's overrated. But she has
Very much.
no. But she has
I'm
a
in that
right
category.
to be overrated. If you haven't even seen her Coachella performance, you really shouldn't be able to speak on this whole topic. You haven't seen it.
you kidding
No,
me?
you haven't seen it. And I'm literally gonna say this.
For one performance, I'm
it
not
was-
allowed to
it's-
speak on it.
Because it was the performance. When I say that she is the first Black woman to get that, to be on that stage, there's a reason why we have a ton of Black female artists, but they haven't been able to get
Super Bowl
on that
performance was pretty
stage.
dope.
It was,
Did you see
but
that?
it was the
Yeah,
Super
I
Bowl
saw that.
performance
What'd you think of
on
that?
steroids.
It was okay.
Performance when she came to Toronto, and she was amazing.
Didn't blow my hair back.
No, but I think it's because you don't
There's
want
a reason for
it.
that.
No, but you don't want it to blow your hair back. I was
I
so
don't
in
think she's
love
that
with
great,
the
man.
performance
She's
that I
getting
made.
way much more credit than she
No,
deserves.
but let me finish. Is that I made my mom watch it, and she doesn't even care for Beyonce like that. She really doesn't. They're in the same boat here. But even after watching it, she was just like, am I a Beyonce fan the way that you are? No. But will I say that that performance was amazing? It was. You get your money's worth.
She's a performer, yes.
No, but
I'm
you
talking
have-
about vocals.
Vocally, she can do whatever she wants.
sing,
She
man.
can
She can
sing. If you,
I think Keisha Cole is a better singer than she is.
Oh,
No,
whoa,
no.
whoa.
Yes.
No.
Whoa.
Based on
Absolutely
what?
not.
Based on what? What
vocals.
albums have you heard of Beyonce's and what like body?
I'm
of
not
work?
talking about hits
No.
because Beyonce wins.
Yeah, hits
But
as a vocalist.
as a vocalist, I appreciate Keisha better than more than Beyonce.
I know, but can you name me a Beyonce song where you're just like, okay, I can understand where she's going? Because if you can't name me a Beyonce song, you're really just speaking on the fact that you don't like her.
Like the
I know
album
Beyonce songs. I
the
can't name them off my head.
The
yeah.
self-titled
At all.
album
It's true.
Beyonce
It's
was
true.
incredible, and as a guy, like listening to that, it's very emotional. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not really a big R&B head either, but for me, that it spoke to me in a way that was
Yeah.
like what Beyonce has that Michael Jackson doesn't have. I'll say is a gender. She's got women fighting for her. You know what I mean? Michael didn't have guys fighting for her.
He had
but
everybody fighting. I
Yeah,
think that's
everybody.
the difference.
Beyonce also does have like her pull within the LGBT, you know, because one of her dancers is trans, you know, like so you can't really say she doesn't have a gender. I mean that she has just one gender. She does
True.
kind of have it like Michael. It's just in a different way because it's going within a different community as well. So, you know, Beyonce, she's just on a level. You just can't compare her. Like, and on top of it, realistically, I don't think any other R&B singer, hip hop, R&B, whatever, like Kalani, any of them are even trying to compete with her.
You
You know what I
can't
mean?
compete with
You
Beyonce.
can't.
No, exactly.
Cannot.
Like, if anything, they would love to be her. She's an inspiration. I'm sure even in their beginning. You know, it's kind of like when Mariah could hit her high notes. You know, like.
But I think
you
Mariah and
can't
Beyonce are very
They're
different.
too different, but
Very different.
even by comparison, like every so often you have this artist, and Mariah was that artist.
Exactly.
She was that singer who was like changed the game, was on top of the game, was a really great vocalist, right? And Beyonce is that person now, except she's so much more because she has a cause and a purpose,
And she can
and she
dance.
has people behind
I've
her.
never seen Mariah Carey dance.
She doesn't
Mariah
dance.
can't dance.
Mariah's a
She can't
diva.
dance.
She's just-
Yeah, she
It
has
was like
dancers.
a different
yeah.
generation of
Yeah.
pop stars.
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
Mariah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
But what I like about Beyonce, or why I will fight so hard for Beyonce and say that she is comparable to Michael Jackson, is because we don't have any other artist who does what Michael did.
Right.
Right? So there is no one else that I could name that could even put on a show that she did the same way that, like, when I think about Michael Jackson, like, I think about him just being on the stage and people crying. And he
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
even
yeah,
said a
yeah.
word yet.
But listen,
okay?
absolutely.
And there's no one else that has that kind of pull.
Does-
And I'm not just saying that, but when you think about it, like, I guess like Tina Turner, someone like that from like back then, where it's just like people will ride. No one will say anything about Tina Turner. No one will say anything about Diana Ross. But there's something about Beyonce where people just won't allow her, or won't give her the credit that she deserves.
The proof
There's
is in the
peop-
pudding. Does she have a off the wall? Does she have a thriller? Does she have a bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yes.
does.
Okay.
Yes, she
Really?
does. Lemonade.
does.
I will say
Lemonade, yeah.
Lemonade
Yeah.
is that album.
Okay.
Formation.
Okay, she has one.
No, it's not just one. I would have said Dangerously in Love, which is her very first one.
Exactly.
Okay? Beyonce, the self-titled one. Like, she has those
It's an uphill
albums.
battle here, man.
Yeah.
Drunk in Love. Like,
But there's no one of my
Visual
generation.
album. She put
Yeah,
out
fuck
like
with
Yeah.
Michael, man.
even going back to
Yeah.
when she was like, because even
Favorite-
though like
favorite
it's two different eras for Beyonce, some of us still go back to when she was with Destiny's Child. You know what I mean? Because Beyonce was kind of the heart and soul of that in her own. You know, like, not saying that they don't deserve their credit, but that's where we go back to, you know, because you'll still listen to Say My Name, Say My Name. You're pulling all of Beyonce's notes, like, you know you want to be Beyonce in that moment because, you know, like, or Can You Pay My Bills? Like, damn, girl. Like,
And her,
going
like,
down back to, like when, what's the If I Was a Boy? You
Yeah.
know, and you can resonate back to how she always felt how women
Right.
feel in
Right.
every era of our lifespan, from teenagers to we're grown women still feeling like hurt little girls inside.
That's a good point because if you take Sierra did the same song, right? If I Was
Yeah.
a Boy, and you take Beyonce,
I like
Beyonce's
Sarah's
got a
song
whole-
better, actually.
Yeah, but Beyonce has a whole movement behind her. People
Yeah.
buy into Beyonce, right? And that's the difference. That's what makes her so huge. Is people buy into her as a brand, right? And everybody's aware of that. And I think she was really molded from a young age to be that brand. I've been fortunate enough to see Destiny's Child live 3 times in different cities, and each time Beyonce by far is the star. She's the standout.
She shines.
That's why she went on her own, because she's a brand that could captivate a whole, not just generation, but just
A movement.
like a movement, exactly. And that's what she did. She's leading a movement, and that's why you can't say anything
No,
bad
there
about
will
her.
never
I
be
didn't drink the
another.
Kool-Aid, bro. I ain't drinking the
that's
Kool-Aid,
exactly
man.
No,
how
but
you
it's
can
just like-
compare her to Michael. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Her and Michael have a lot of actual parallels as well too. Like they both started off in child group or young groups,
Right.
became super hit stars. But Michael Jackson, his whole life, he grew up watching greats, Smokey Robinson, these guys. He was the kid who would sit at the stage, like, yeah, his dad wanted everybody, to pay attention. But Michael didn't just do it because his dad said. He did it because he wanted to. He'd be 6 years old sitting at the side of the stage watching, like I read his biography, watching every single move that these guys were making on stage, the way they danced and carried themselves and sang at the same time. Beyonce is known for doing the exact same thing. She's one of the few superstar artists that are known for sitting there and watching other artists, even ones that open up for her, other things, watching how other people perfect their craft and do it so she can apply it to herself. So there's another thing that they have huge in parallel to one another as well too.
I would love to be at one of her rehearsals because she probably busts ass, man.
Yeah, for
Right?
Coachella, it was 18 months in the making and
Right.
11-hour days.
Yeah, like that's
so
insane.
like that's how like it wasn't a half-ass performance.
No,
like
to
this,
memorize a 2-hour performance
yeah.
like that, like you
and there
gotta
were
respect that.
there were 100 dancers,
Right.
and they were so intricate. Like you literally had to know exactly where you
Yeah.
needed to be at a certain time. Like it was that good. And
I
there
give her
will
that credit.
never
Yeah,
be
she's a hard
another
worker.
Michael. But again, people didn't have any issue saying Chris Brown could have been the next Michael. But there's an issue with Beyonce being at this level already, and there's an issue where we're like, I don't really think she's on
It's
Michael's
the battle
level.
of the sexes, man.
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly.
It's exactly what it is.
But maybe that's where she just gets her own level and platform now. Like if we can't compare her to Michael since nobody wants to agree, she just gets her
there'll
own
never
level
be
and
another
platform.
Michael Jackson, but
There
I
will never be
think
another
that
Beyonce.
she's
How many
pretty
classic
darn.
albums does she have?
I mean, in general, like in my opinion.
I think
Right?
every album
That's
she
what
put
I'm
out would
saying.
be a
Is
great
Really?
She
album.
doesn't. Okay, but
Come on, man.
you can't say
Why
that.
not?
Halo would be a classic at this point.
No, I didn't
seeing
care
as,
for,
like, every 3 years it's now old
The
school.
I Am Sasha Fierce album. I didn't
right.
care for that one, even though there are some really
Right.
good songs on. And as a whole, I wouldn't say so.
Right.
But
That
then
was a double
again,
album though too, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's
But
hard
then
to-
again, Michael Jackson, at a certain point, just stopped making.
Dangerous
Again,
ain't classic.
exactly, it's not classic. I was just saying that the other day. It's not classic.
Dangerous?
There's
The
some
album.
good songs
No,
on
exactly.
there,
Yeah,
man.
It's not
it's a
classic,
good. I think After Bad, anything After Bad,
I
even though
agree.
Invincible
Yeah,
is a great
anything
album.
After
I
Bad
think
is like
Invincible
hit
is a
and
great
miss.
album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree,
exactly.
100%.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and in terms of Beyonce, I don't think she has as many albums as Michael Jackson, but so far, just the I Am Sasha Fierce album is really her only miss. And if you want to call it a miss.
I don't think it's fair to any artist to take their best body of work and compare it to the rest of the body of work and say, no, that wasn't as good as this one.
No, but I'll never compare Thriller and be like, well, Bad isn't a good album.
Okay,
because
what's
there's no
better,
Thriller.
Off the Wall or Thriller? Like, it's
Off the Wall,
different
I think, is
albums,
better
man.
album.
Like,
No,
to
but
me,
they're
they're
so
all
good.
classics.
Yeah.
They're all
No,
great
but
bodies
I
of
know,
work.
but they're so
More-
good that you
Thriller
have
is
to
more
start
pop.
nitpicking at
Yeah.
certain things, right? But again, After Bad, I really don't think that they're that comparable. All the other albums, I think there were only maybe like 2 or 3 after
You had
Bad.
Dangerous, you had Invincible,
Invincible,
and
and
then
I
you had
think the number
after
ones, yeah, that
Escape
one kind of thing. And after that point, he kind of fell off, if you want to say so, because he wasn't really doing what he
Right.
did years ago.
I think it was all the personal turmoil too.
Yeah.
Being
But again,
accused of
he can live off
molestations, all that
Thriller.
other
Well,
shit,
he's
but,
you know dead, but you know, like Thriller will always exist, and you will always hold him on that
Right.
level,
Yeah,
no matter
for sure.
what
Absolutely.
he did. He could have come out with like 5 more
So what's
dangerous
Beyonce's
albums.
album to date to hold her to?
Lemonade.
Lemonade?
Yeah.
I like Beyonce more.
Really?
Self-titled.
Yeah, I think so. I
liked it
agree.
better.
I think that one gave me more songs
You
that
have
I
to
can like
remember.
sing around to.
Lemonade is speaking to the angry black woman.
Lemonade Lemonade is a movement,
Exactly.
whereas Beyonce was like a record.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's true.
You know, because remember that Taylor Swift is known and hard known for her angry songs too, right?
Yeah, but she
has a
doesn't do it
fan
as
base for
well.
that too, right?
She doesn't do it as well.
It's not, but that's what I'm saying. It's like this is a different it's a different truth from Beyonce, because like she just took her pain that all of us feel in our own way, that like, you know, because nothing's new under the sun, right? But we're not going through it with Beyonce, but she brought us with her on her pain, her struggle, and whatever's going on with her and Jay-Z, even to the point where he had to release that 444 to explain what he did, you know, like, because we all wanted to know, what did you do that she had to make lemonade?
It was a good album. Like it.
Carl's
I think we gotta agree to disagree on Beyonce.
I know, but I feel like if you're not gonna give Beyonce a chance, give her the time of day, you can't really speak on her, because then you're just a hater at that point.
Yeah.
And speaking as someone who likes to hate on things, because I don't give them a chance, I just, at face value, I just don't care. I know one when I see one. So you just hate Beyonce, and you should just say that.
Okay.